What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. Today's the day. It's a live stream. Average Wednesday, getting into it. Tony, how you feeling today, man?
Oh, John Jay, feel good. Another Wednesday in the books here for us. It seems like the last few weeks have been crazy, hectic, stressful. And when we hop on here, it kind of seems like everything we can, forget all the outside noise and focus on, giving the people what they want. So super happy to be here and going to be a great live stream.
It is. So it's Ash Wednesday. You can see the ashes on my face. Yep. If you're wondering what that is. Had to get the Holy Lord with me today. Today's the start of Lent for the Catholic faith, for all my Catholics out there. 40 days till Easter, and journey starts now. So let's jump right into the topics. Today is Michael Jordan's birthday. I almost said Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, we're splitting hairs, right?
I mean, we're really splitting hairs. I mean, as far as greatness goes, they're great. They're one of the greatest in their own art. But yeah, so it's the GOAT of basketball. Yep. I guess can be argued. Some people might even say the GOAT itself, the GOAT period. Yep. That's been the narrative for a long time. So I guess what can you speak on as far as Michael Jordan's legacy goes? What has he been able to do for the game of basketball, and how does his legacy live on today?
So, unfortunately, Bink, you and I never really got to watch Jordan play in his prime, right? We never did. Me being born 96, he was wrapping up that second three-peat. And again, he played for the Wizards for a little bit, but that was a shell of what Michael Jordan actually was, okay? But what he did for the game of basketball, there's a few players in each sport, in soccer and football and hockey and baseball and any sport, there's a few players that really revolutionized the game. And he was the first one to really revolutionize the game, not only on the court, but off the court. With his brand is internationally recognized now as probably one of the top brands out there. These sneakerheads go absolutely berserk, when his lines drop. Your cousin Lucas, he's a big sneakerhead. We can plug him in. He's a big sneaker guy. His impact on the game of basketball is so much bigger than just shooting the basket and a cool dunk and this and that. He's absolutely, paved the way for so many guys when it comes to big sneaker deals, to guys like Zion, to guys like Steph Curry, with these big sneaker deals. So he's been absolutely huge for the game, and unfortunately, I can only watch highlights. Can't really ever grasp what he did on the court. But he's one of the best to ever do it, right?
Definitely is, and he's revolutionized the apparel business even after he had left the NBA and his playing career. So he's been doing a lot. Paulie and I actually went to a Pistons game where Jordan was playing for the Wizards. I'll never forget this. We had the old 35 millimeter camera out. This is the before digital cameras. I know it sounds crazy to all my millennials out there, but I'll never forget it. We were probably, we were in the lower bowl, but we were probably like 30 rows up or whatever. And Paulie goes, "Hey, Michael!" and Michael turns around and is looking at him like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And then the whole section of the palace was looking up at us. He snapped picture in the perfect time. So once we got those pictures developed, it was a funny picture. I got to pull it up. I can pull it up and get a scan of that, maybe post it to Gin Pros. I'll probably
that'd be huge. And again, what he's done. I posted an IG video, earlier. Sobolewski's spot on. He really was the first athlete to kind of have a free enterprise when it came to branding. He signed with Nike and really created his own brand to pave the way for guys like, Penny Hardaway, Charles Barkley, Kobe, LeBron, Steph Curry, Zion. All that stuff is possible because of Michael Jordan. And that's only off the court stuff. That has nothing to do with what he did on the court, because that's a completely different conversation. So, when it comes to the GOAT, a lot of people in our generation, again, the greatest basketball player I've ever watched in my generation, I'll always be open and honest about it, was LeBron James. He's the greatest I've ever watched. I mean, if you're doing 1 and a 1A, I guess Kobe is they're splitting nut hairs at that point. But either way, so, I mean, let's say you lead Kobe, let's say you lead LeBron, that's fine. But what those two took away from Michael Jordan is so much. I mean, you watch – Kobe, rest in peace. But you watch his games, a lot of what he did was taken from Jordan's game, right? A lot of what LeBron does was taken from Jordan's game. Again, he's done so much for the game of basketball. Now he's in ownership. The Hornets are a young, fun team to watch. Miles Bridges, Spartan alum. Well, not alum, but he's a Spartan guy. So he's doing a lot for the game of basketball, man, and we're lucky to have him.
Yeah, definitely. And he's done a lot. And we can speak and probably talk about it all night and take up all
could, really. I mean, we could.
On Michael Jordan. But yeah, happy birthday to MJ. And let's move on. Gin Picks. So this is something that's brand new. We just released this whole, ideology of, making our own picks and broadcasting them out to the world throughout the means of social media, which it's been really fun. Tones told me it's been really fun for him. I guess, how has this experience kind of shaped your fandom, both as a sports fan and just like an analyst? I guess we can call each other sports analysts, right?
So, and you're right, John. Yeah, I mean, you and I were talking earlier, before the stream, and I think I've even sent you a text on it. I mean, it's been an absolute blast doing this. I think the big reason why this has been so fun is because now you, the people, John, himself, can hold myself accountable for my picks. It's no longer us just on a rapid fire live stream on Sunday saying, oh, we think this. No, now we're taking tally. Now we're keeping track. You have to be smart with who you pick. John learned that the first day, going absolutely nuts deep, in hockey bets and things like that after day one. But to me, it's just another way for us to connect with you guys and to put stuff out there for you guys. John and I initiated the fan pick this week, which we will be getting into. I'm assuming here probably shortly. But I don't know. It's been an absolute blast having to be strategic on who you pick, when you pick them. Like the other day, I took the Caps over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh beat them. Last night, I took Washington over the Caps again. I took Washington over Pittsburgh. John took Pittsburgh. And Washington ends up winning that second game. So it's really about being strategic on who you think is going to win, when they're going to do it. So it's really made me kind of, be better as a handicapper, because now the picks are all out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, and you said it good, how I kind of started off, maybe a little bit of a rough start. Okay. It is what it is, all learning experience. But basically what I did is I picked 7 NHL games the first day. I think I picked 3 NBA games. I think I hit one of those. I don't think I hit any of my NHL. I think I hit Calgary.
I think you were.
I went 2-8 the first day, so I picked 10 games total. The suggested maximum is 6, so I took 10. Little bit ballsy, some might say, but basically the idea of having the whole record is to, allow yourself, okay, 6 is probably the median. You can go less than that or over that, but just know that you're going to be risking either possible wins or, possible losses. You're definitely you're going to acquire some losses over the course of the year. So, yeah, so I think I stand right now at 6-10 after day 2. So we have picks today that are out. That record will be updated tomorrow. And Tony is, I believe, 6-3. So
Yep. Had a little bit of a shaky start. After day 1, I was 3-2. After day 1, had a really good day yesterday. I was kind of hot yesterday. The only game, again, God dang it, the only game that I lost, or the only bet that I lost yesterday, was an over/under bet. I mean, I took Colorado and Vegas over 5.5. In yesterday's game, obviously hockey. If you don't know we're talking about hockey, then you probably bonked your head. And it come back, final score of that game was 3-2. So, again, it's one of those things where, over under is so tough to hit. And I don't want to hear anybody, I don't want to hear any handicapper, any bettor, anyone who does this for a living say they know the recipe for over and under, because you absolutely don't. If you're telling people you know the recipe for over under, you're an absolute liar, and nobody's going to believe you, because there just is none. There's absolutely – listen, that game yesterday, Colorado-Vegas, 5.5 is the over-under. That over should have smashed. They both almost average 4 goals a game. The offenses are hot right now. They're winning hockey games. So that over should have demolished, and it didn't. So that's the one game I lost yesterday. Other than that, I had a pretty decent game. Hit on Portland -5.5. I hit on Washington over Pittsburgh, and then I forgot what my other one was. Oh, it was Purdue money line over.
Money line, yep.
Hold on. Put the big screen on me again, John. Put the big screen on me. Put it on me, because this is going out to everybody. This is a little PSA. I probably had 75 text messages, 45 DMs, and a gazillion people reaching out to me. Oh my God, you took Purdue money line. How could you do that to your Spartans? Listen, our number one rule here at Gin Pros is what, John? What's our number one rule?
It's bet with your head, not with your heart.
Thank you. Michigan State on the road at Purdue. I mean, if you took Michigan State money line because you're a Spartan fan, because you're a Spartan dog, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Okay? Yeah. So I bet with my head. I figured Purdue was going to hit that money line, and they did. So shoot me. Listen, I won a bet, and you lost your bet. So I don't want to hear anybody coming out, oh, you're not a true Spartan fan. You bet against them. I am a true Spartan fan, probably a more Spartan fan than you'll ever be. Okay? That's why I took Purdue. That's exactly why I took Purdue.
Yeah, I think that you bring up a good point, because, no matter how much of a fan you are of somebody, if you're putting coin on the line, you want to be able to get that coin returned. Correct. And some. So trust me, we're both Michigan State fans, diehard Michigan State fans. But we also know the team enough to see how they're playing right now. Just kind of read the narrative a little bit and kind of read.
Gin and tonic. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Go back and watch the Beeps Gin and Tonic. It's a little PSA on the current state of Michigan State basketball, and it is not good.
No,
the Gin and Tonic's good. But the whole story behind, the whole narrative behind how Michigan State's performing right now and where their state of mind is not good. So that has to be noted. But yeah, betting with your head, not with your heart, very important stuff to do. And it takes it's a tough pill to swallow. Trust me, it's not an easy thing to do. Bet against your own team.
It's not easy taking Michigan State or taking Purdue money line, because I'm watching the game. I'm watching the game last night, and I was rooting for Michigan State. I want your heart wants Michigan State to win. Your heart wants Tom Izzo to win. Your heart wants. Listen, and here's another thing. What did I say, John, about a week ago? What did I say a week ago? Julius Marble needs to be playing more minutes for Tom Izzo. Okay? I don't know if I have to write a handwritten letter to Tom Izzo. I don't know what needs to happen, but Tom Izzo needs to play Julius Marble over Thomas Kithier. It's blasphemy. Now, don't ask me to spell that, because I can't. But it's blasphemy that Tom Izzo is playing Kithier over Julius Marble. I mean, it absolutely blows my mind. But, yeah, it was hard betting against Michigan State. It wasn't easy. But, again, bet with your head, not your heart.
Very important stuff. Yeah, you got to keep that in mind, because I don't know why Kithier even sees the court, to be honest with you.
He's
what's
so
going
bad.
on? What kind of politics is going on there? And if I knew anything, I've been watching Tom Izzo and Michigan State basketball for a long time. I didn't think that politics would influence the coaching style of Tom Izzo, because at the end of the day, no matter who he's pleasing or how much he's being paid off, which I don't think money's an issue for Tommy, but I don't want that to influence him, and he shouldn't want it to influence himself or his coaching legacy. It is right now. So. Well, I don't know. Figure it out.
I mean, you nailed it. I mean, it's it seems like, I don't know. I mean, again, this Michigan State basketball topic could be an entire live stream. It can be an entire live stream, but it seems like to me there's outside influences on Tom Izzo right now, and we've absolutely never seen that. We've never seen it. So it's really interesting, the state of Michigan State basketball right now. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. And listen, I'll keep betting against Michigan State. And for all you people out there say I'm not a Michigan State fan, go kick rocks. Go bet on Michigan State. Bet on Michigan State and don't win a single dollar. That's fine. That's fine by me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bet against Michigan State, and I'm going to make some dollars, okay? So I don't want to hear this, he's not a State fan. I am. Okay, I peed on Tom Izzo's shoes, for goodness sake. How much more of a fan do I got to be? I mean, geez, Pete's. Listen, it was tough, but again, I had to do the gin rule, bet with your head, not your heart, and I cashed out on Purdue money line.
Yeah, it was a strong bet. I like that bet. What was the spread in that game? Do we know?
I think it was Purdue like -4. I think it was something around there.
I probably would have hit too.
I was a little leery about taking Purdue in the points because the last time Michigan State played Purdue, it was a really close game up until the final minutes, and Purdue squeaked one out, I think, by 2 points. So I was weary about the points, but I figured on the road figured Michigan State on the road, Purdue would get the win. So that's why that I guess that was the deciding factor. I guess money line against taking points.
Yeah, I think it's a strong choice. And another rule that we kind of implemented as far as the record goes for picks is if the spread is over 8 and you want to take that team, you have to take the spread. If it's over 8, if it's under 8, then you can take a money line. Because obviously you can take the Lakers against what's a garbage team in the NBA.
I mean, you could take the LA Lakers against the Flushing Raiders and it'd be -700. Okay, that's sweet.
And that's just and you're just kind of going. The mentality is to get people, or mostly me and Tone, to get the mentality away from I just want an easy bet, even if because you got to compare it to a possible payout if you were to throw a coin on it.
Right,
you're going to get no payout for that. If it's over it's over 8 and you're taking a money line, you're looking at -400, 500. So
right. So again. Are we going to pull up today's picks? Are we pulling up who we got today?
I can if you want. Do you want me to screen share it?
I mean, throw it out there. Listen, let the people who's watching know. I guess kind of who we got, who we don't have.
Yeah, let me do that. It's just going to take me a sec.
That's fine. So one thing we are launching today, and I'm sure John Jay will be able to pull it up as we're picking, or as we are releasing fan picks. Okay, so the fan picks, how that's going to work is once a week. It's going to be every Wednesday. We're going to be releasing picks from one of you guys, one of our fans, one of our average Joes. Because again, that's what we are. We're just average Joes, and we're going to be releasing them every single week. And we'll see how we compare against the people who watch us.
Exactly. Today was Mr. Sobolewski. Mr. Michael Sobolewski had the picks, and they were featured on our Facebook page. So go check that out if you haven't done it yet. And let's see. Let me see if I can pull up his picks real quick so we can kind of dive into those. I know we had one of them that contradicted mine. So I can go into that briefly if I can find it here. Let's see. I think I shared it. Yeah, so he picked NBA picked -4 for Utah -4, and then Golden State -1 against the Heat. I actually had the Heat +1 in my picks. You can see it on there. Miami +1. And then he also had Indiana -6 and Duke -6 against Wake Forest.
So the Duke one, but Sobolewski, at least gave us, insight on why he took those teams. Minnesota is not good on the road. Duke is fighting for a tournament bid. And who was the other one that he took? I think did he pick an NBA game?
He picked Utah -4 and Golden State -1.
Yeah, and his thing of that was Utah is playing good basketball, which they are, and then he took the game against you. So again, good takes, good picks. We'll see where the fan vote or where the fan picks end up after today.
Those have a high possibility, high probability of hitting. Tony Holland, question. He says, quick question. Go ahead and ask away.
T. Holland, my boy, great friend of mine, phenomenal person, human being. I'm sure, listen, he's going to bust our balls He's a ball buster. Okay, he's gonna talk a little bit of shit. I'm sure. Listen, I mean that's just Tony. That's exactly what Tony's gonna do. So get ready for anything when Holland comments. He means it all in good fun, but he is a ball buster. So we'll see what that. I can't imagine what that question is gonna be.
Here we go. I'll let you read that off, Tony.
If one was going to want to try a gin, what is a good starter gin? Relatively inexpensive, but yet impressive. What are your recommendations? Again, he's a ball buster. You know, us at Gin Pros, you know, he expects us to be big gin guys.
I mean, are we not?
I mean, I like gin, but the only gin that I've really ever had was Bombay. That's really it. Bink might be able to dive into more.
I'll give you 2 gins real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Bink, dive us into the gin world and let us know what we're working with.
So I'll dive briefly. I'll just go scrape the surface real quick for gin. So a good starter gin. I really like the New Amsterdam iteration of gin. It's really good. Brings me back to spring break 2019.
I'll be right back.
And you know, it's a great gin. I really like it. And it's a good to go in mixies, gin and tonics. Even people do gin and ginger ale. You know, gin and Sprite, gin and squirt's even good. But another one that's pretty commonly known is Tanqueray. So that comes in the green bottle. It has the big red stamp on it. And that's a really good gin too. So Tanqueray and New Amsterdam. I would definitely try those. Try both of them. See what you like. Bombay's obviously on a little bit of the higher, more expensive side. So pick your poison.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So can we pull back up the picks we got today? Is that relatively easily accessible?
Whoa.
Well, I kind of like that take too. That was kind of a cool frame.
Yeah. You like that?
That's kind of a cool frame.
All right. Here we go. That's what we want.
Okay. So today, are those today's picks?
Yeah, these are today's picks. So you look at there. Let me get that comment off there. It says, so I have Toronto money line and Florida Panthers money line in NHL. The beeper has Calgary money line and Carolina.
Yes. Yep.
I like Calgary money line. I like that pick. And I think that's going to be a solid pick. I like Calgary as a team. I might take them under my wing.
I mean, you were saying the other day, you might be.
I like that team. I like that team a lot. They showed tenacity late in the game. They score goals when they have to. And yeah, they get the job done. And then so Portland +3, Miami +1, and then Utah. I took a money line. They're -4. They're playing good. They're hot. But I figured I would just take them money line and take out the middleman.
Yeah, you know, I went a little bit ballsy with the NBA picks today. I have Detroit money line against Chicago. That game's on literally in my living room right now. I think Steiny is in the living room right now watching the Pistons game right now. No idea who's winning that game right now. And then Atlanta money line. That's a little bit of a stretch. Boston coming off of a big win yesterday. Bink cashed in out on that win. So, you know, I've got money on Atlanta money line tonight. Hopefully they can get the win. And then, listen, I cashed out big over the weekend on Drake, beating who they beat, Loyola Chicago, ranked number 22 in the country. So I'm going to take them, money line tonight against Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa's got a good basketball team, that makes a tournament. It seems like every other year, every few years. I think it might be a little bit of a dogfight for Drake, but hopefully they can squeak one out.
Yeah, I hope so too. I also took, if you see there, I had Borussia Dortmund money line against Sevilla in the Champions League, and I also had Juventus against Porto. Juventus shit the bed on me. They scored one goal late. There was like 90. It was like in the 87th minute. They scored a goal. It was 2-0, 2-0 the whole game. Dortmund actually started off 0-1, and they came back and wound up winning 3-1. So they got the job done, and I don't know. I probably won't be putting Juve on my picks anymore. Going
well, here's
forward.
the thing. When you just said Juventus, I thought that was 100% pronounced Juventus. So yeah. I'm glad you kind of cleared the air up on that, on the hockey world, on how that's pronounced. Now, I talked to Sammy Shabaya, I think Super Bowl Sunday, on who my soccer team was. I forgot who we said my soccer team was. Was it? I think it was
something in the Premier League. It was.
I think it was Liverpool.
It probably was Liverpool.
I think that was my soccer team. I'm a big Liverpool guy, huge Liverpool guy, big footy guy. No idea who they're playing today, if they even play today. But if they did, they probably won. So those are the picks today. Hopefully Sobolewski's picks hit, and I guess we'll see where the fan picks come in with with obviously the pros picks, and we'll see what happens.
Exactly. All right, so we got a surprise guest. Lil Binky is going to be joining us on the stream.
Hold on, really quick. Don't mean to interrupt, Tem. Detroit's up 35-27. Was that at halftime?
There you go.
That's at halftime. Oh, end of the first.
Who are they playing, Tony?
They're playing Chicago.
Okay.
Home of the deep dish pizza.
That's right.
So Detroit's up right now 35-27. End of the first. Hopefully they can keep that going and cash me out money line today. Anyways, go on with your introduction to Tem.
So Tem, how you doing today, brother?
Doing all right. Ash Wednesday, living the dream. Day off work, playing.
Yes, sir.
You're having a good hair day.
I appreciate that.
You're having a really good hair day. Listen, the Bukowski's got good hair, and they get it from Paulie. Paulie's got good hair.
What can I say?
Paulie's Paulie's probably what in his mid-50s, maybe.
He's in his 60s.
Paulie's in his 60s, and he's still got a full head of hair. I mean, he's so crimey. So no wonder why the Bukowski boys have just a full head of lettuce. And I'm over here, hairline's back to my earlobes. For goodness' sake.
I almost shaved it yesterday.
Your hair?
Yeah, I almost got a butch.
You wouldn't do it.
I literally almost did.
Ted, I'll give you $100 right now if you go shave your head.
I'm not shaving it right now. I'll shave it.
He wouldn't do it. There's no way. There's no way Tim would do it. There's no way.
Give me a couple weeks.
That's funny.
All right, so let's get into something. I know Sammy was betting this a little bit yesterday. Let's talk about the Australian Open. So, they got the big game tonight. I think it's Serena Williams playing Osaka of Japan. That's kind of the big game tonight. But, Sam, you want to tell us about that big game last night?
Yeah, so it was Rafael Nadal. I don't even know what the other guy's name is. He was up 2-0. 2 matches, sets, who cares, same thing, to 0. And absolutely got swept after that. So ended up being – he absolutely shit all over the bed. And ended up being – I think ended up 3-2.
Drop the major deuce.
He's number 2 in the world, and I think he's too old. I think it's time to hang him up. But
well, yeah, Rafa's getting old, and I think it was Tsitsikas was the guy. 22-year-old young guy. He's got a lion's mane. He's a hell of a tennis player, but he started off down. He was down early.
He dug deep, man. He wanted it bad.
And you got to think about this guy. Probably one of his first times at the Australian Open, playing against a world champion like Rafa Nadal, and coming back. Whatever he said, he was down 2-0 sets and came back. So there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, he wanted it, but either way, beside the point, I was up till the sun came up just to watch this guy ultimately shit all over the bed.
Well, so let me ask you this, Tim. I'm gonna ask you a little bit of a fan question. So I'm watching the Snap Story. Okay, I'm watching the Snap Story. Okay. And you and Moneric are going back and forth on picks, this and that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, you're kind of diving into it. Was the Nadal pick a Sam pick, or was that primarily a Tony Moneric pick?
That was a Sam pick.
Okay.
So I don't want Tony to look bad or anything for it losing, but
throw him under the bus if you have to. Listen.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, but it was my pick, and I thought it was a lock, and I thought, Tony's a good guy sometimes. I might as well – people think he knows what he's doing sometimes,
Sometimes he does.
Yeah, give him a good reputation. People think he's got the locks, but –
Wait, so did you pick Rafa or you picked the other guy?
I picked Nadal.
Oh, shit. So
I had it parlayed with the guy that won before, so I just needed him to win to cash at 140 plus 145, and really screwed me.
So what else did you bet on last night?
I live bet on some doubles in the meantime because there was like a 2-hour gap between the two Grand Slam games.
So you a big tennis guy, Tim? Are you a big tennis guy?
I just learned how it worked like 3 days ago. Okay. And it was like 2 a.m, and I was like, there's another hour and a half before the game starts. I might as well live bet on these doubles and shit the bed.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you always shit the bed on the last one, right? I mean, it sounds like on the last one, shit the bed.
Yeah, I think I was gonna bet on the game tonight, but I learned my lesson last night.
Oh, okay. So, Tim. Now listen, this is where I'm gonna call you out. You told everybody to bet the house on this Osaka chick or Osika or Ohana, whatever her last name is. What's your last name?
That was if I had a gun to my. That's if I had a gun to my head.
But you didn't say that. You didn't, Tim. You didn't say that.
I thought John just said who you guys taking tonight.
I mean, not with a gun to your head. And I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I'd make a pick too. But
he said it in the Gin Pros chat. I saw him say it. He said Osaka.
He did, and you said you'd bet the house on it.
That's not what I said, dog. Tell people what did I actually say?
I'm not going to tell the people what you actually said, but you know, we'll leave that in the Gym Pros chat. But so you're telling me right now you're not going to throw money on that game?
No. So here's what I'm doing is I'm telling
you're going to live bet it.
No, I might, but what I'm doing is I'm telling because I'm sure there's some people out there that want to bet, but they don't know who to bet. So I'm just throwing my 2 cents out there if they're not sure what to do.
Okay. All right. Tim, I'm watching you. I'm watching.
I kind of like this. I'm gonna throw a wild card at you guys. So Osaka's the favorite, but Serena Williams has so many wins under her belt. But Osaka and Williams, this matchup is actually a nemesis matchup. So these two have faced each other in the past.
Right.
So I think Serena Williams has something to prove here. She's getting up in age. She's almost 40 now. But I think that she has a chance, and I think I would definitely live bet it just to see how it goes. You know, at least the first set, and then kind of see where the tide's going. But I don't know. I feel like if Serena gets hot, you're not going to stop her.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I mean, to me personally, I don't know a damn thing about tennis. Couldn't even tell you. I played it once. It was in gym class, and I just tried to shoot the ball over the fence as far as I possibly could. So I don't know an absolute single thing about tennis. Tem was telling me. Now, for all you people out there, when I say Tem, I mean Sam. Okay, he's not. Now, for me, he's down here. Is that where he is on your screen, John?
That's where I'm at too.
Okay. So when I say Tem, I mean Sam. So don't get that. I don't want anyone texting me asking me who Tem is. Listen, it's Sam. Okay. So he kind of filled me in on the rules of tennis, how it worked, and geez, crap! It sounds like a tennis match can go on for like 13 days. Based off of how many times you got to win to score a point, and then first one to 5, but you got to win 7 to win 1. I mean, it sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But I do know this: Serena Williams is a badass. She'd probably kick my ass. So listen, this Osaka chick, Osika, whatever her name is, I don't know who she is at all. Listen, I'd probably throw money on Williams just to see what the hell happens.
Not a bad idea. I mean, throw a little bit of coin on it. I know she's definitely plus. She's almost plus 200 right now.
Oh, then I'm for sure throwing $50 on her. I mean, come on. I'm having to lock that in right now.
You almost have to take a look at the odds, see what they are.
Yeah, I mean, this might have to be a photo finish. I mean, where are we at right now?
You're very welcome.
Go ahead, do your little filibuster while I look this up right now.
I'm looking at it too.
Take your time.
Oh, we're all looking at it. No one's.
You have all day. No, I'm not looking at it. I looked at it earlier.
Got to log in.
I'm licking my chops for this next topic.
Williams is plus 145. Osaka's minus 180 right now.
Oh boy.
I would live bet that. Wait for the first set. If Osaka goes up 1-0,
well, dude, because just like back to the Nadal game, Nadal was kicking that guy's ass the first 2 matches, and he got tired, and then the other guy just who's been better shape and just came back. So it's all about how they're playing.
Did you see the odds on Tsitsipas after he went 0-2? He had to be like plus 1,000.
I did not. It started off Nadal was minus like 240 or something, and then that slowly crept down to even money. But
okay, I just put $50 on Serena Williams.
Did you really?
Well, I guess I got to get done.
Lock it in.
It's locked.
Okay.
Serena Williams. There it is. Anyone who doesn't want to believe me,
I believe you. What does that say? Plus what? 180?
145, $50 to win 122. Listen, again, it goes back to this. I mean, you're a vet or you're playing this little Osaka chick. I don't even know who she is. Can't even tell you who she is. Serena Williams is going to come out here firing on all cylinders. She's going to go out there. She's going to win this thing. I'm going to be $122 richer after tonight.
Respect it.
Good stuff. All right, let's get to some controversy now.
Oh,
so every viewer that we have,
this is going to take forever.
Every viewer that we have on with us, I think we only have a couple of viewers on.
Holy shit!
They're going to trickle on. So, what happened?
Okay, hold on. Can I know we have controversy. I know we do, and at Gym Pros we got to talk about it. I just got breaking news on my phone, boys, from ESPN. Fernando Tatis Jr. agrees to a 14-year, $340 million contract extension with the Padres.
Wow.
14 years?
How old is he? Is he young? Is he like 18?
Yeah, he's in his 20s. Anyways, go on, John. Talk about the controversy.
Okay, so brace yourselves. Everybody that's still on here live with us. I think we have we just dropped the viewer because I think they got scared of it. But this controversy, and at the end of the day, there really isn't much controversy with the correct opinion of this. So let's get right into it. So the title is Trans Athletes Ruining Women's Sports. When I say trans athletes, don't take it out of proportion. I'm saying trans men or men turning to women.
So is that trans men or trans women?
Well, at the end of the day, I think they're still a man, but I'm going to catch a lot of heat for saying that.
What do you call them, though? If they're trans,
what do you call them based on biology? That's the question of the day. What are they?
If they're a man going to a girl, are they a trans woman or a trans man?
They're a trans woman if they're transitioning into a woman. Because they want to be a woman, right? They want, with all their heart, they want to be a woman.
Right.
Right? Like Bruce Jenner, right? Caitlyn Jenner, my bad. So basically the basis of this is everybody knows about this. It's all over the news and everything like this. If you have a daughter out there and she's competing in women's sports and she gets outplayed by a previous male, now female, and it's supposedly a level playing field, I think if you're the father or mother of that daughter, you're going to be a little bit pissed off.
For sure.
I feel I don't have any kids of my own, but I feel for these parents and I feel for these athletes that are competing against biological males, and there's just an uneven playing field. I guess how do we deal with that, and how do we fix that?
So I'm going to make this super simple, super quick. If you're a dude and you want to be a girl and that makes you happy, I have zero problem with that. I will not argue that. You can do that. That's fine. That's okay. If you're a chick and you want to be a dude, that's fine. I'll never in a million years argue that. I want what's best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. That's all I ever want. Now, when it comes to dudes that all of a sudden want to be chicks and they're dudes biologically, like they're not smooth downstairs, there's a bump downstairs, and you want to all of a sudden play chick sports, it's just, you can't have it. There's obviously a size advantage. There's an athletic advantage. There's a strength advantage. You flat out just cannot have it. I don't know how else to simply have the argument. If you want to change gender, that is fine. I will never argue that. If it makes you I'll never do it. But if it makes you happy, go for it. But at the end of the day, you can't have a bump down there and all of a sudden go in a women's locker room and dress for a women's basketball game. You just can't have. You can't. At this point, let's hey, if you're a horse, you want to go play women's basketball? Hey, if you're a donkey, you want to go play women's basketball? You can't have it. It cannot happen in sports. It cannot infiltrate sports. If you want to be a chick or dude or switch, swap, this and that, crisscross applesauce, You can do it. I don't care. I want you to be happy.
Okay, whoa. I got an interjection. So I guess my question is, where do you draw the line? Because if you do transition, are we saying that these, people cannot play sports at all, or should they play with their biological?
You got to play what your biological gender is. I mean, that's just it. I mean, whatever your biological at birth. Listen, I mean, when you're born, you can tell. You either got a little Tootsie Roll down there, or you don't. I mean, we know that. I mean, you just have one or you don't. Okay, so biologically, whatever you are at birth, okay, when you slide out of there, okay, like a game of curling, okay, you slide out of there. Whatever you are at that point, that's what sport you're playing at the high school and college level. I mean, geez, O'Crimey. I mean, I could go put a wig on right now, okay, and go play softball and lead the country in home runs. I mean, maybe not actually, because I probably strike out against a softball player. But you get my point. You get my point. You get what I'm laying down.
What do you think, Bink?
I mean, I feel like it kind of, one way to look at it is, remember back, I mean, I guess NBA teams are still doing it, back to like the super team where KD and Steph Curry and all those guys all joined up on one team. I mean, if I'm a head coach of a basketball team, I want all these trans women on my team, so we're gonna bring a ring home. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I'm Gino Auriemma, I'm recruiting every dude that's now a girl.
Yeah, if that's legal. I mean, and also if I'm a player, I don't want to be, a 5-foot point guard and end up meeting somebody like Shaq down in the post.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Now, again, the instances where this is happening, there are some that have popped up.
There's a lot more that have been starting to pop up for me. There was a track athlete. There's a power lifter. There's even a UFC fighter.
I mean, what are we doing? Biologically, males, are again. I know this is going to be controversial, and we're probably going to get 700 messages in our inbox saying we should have talked about this. But here's the thing: if you're a dude, if you got a pecker, okay, and you shouldn't be able to suit up and play for Gino Auriemma and the UConn women's basketball team. You just shouldn't be able to. I don't care. I'm sorry, you just should not be able to.
So yeah, it is controversial. I get that. But at the same time, when you got to err on one side of the controversy or the other, I think our side and us thinking that this is not right, I think that that's the side to lean on if you're a logical, sane human being. You know what I mean? I mean, it's basically leveling the playing field. But the problem with transgender people, especially men turned women competing in women's sports, there's an uneven playing field there. So I feel like it has to be addressed. And I guess where do you draw the line at that point? Do you what about women's?
You have to open up like a completely separate conference in high school sports for. Listen, and again, here's the thing though.
Too much.
I mean, if you open up, I guess, a completely separate conference for transgender athletes, that want to perform in that, and you want to go through all that headache to do that, then okay, I guess that's fine if that's how I want to do it. But I will say this: if I had a daughter and she played high school basketball, and there's a 6'3" dude out there that's saying he wants to be a chick, I'm just not. I'm not cool. I don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, as it should.
Same with like track and field and stuff. If you're doing a 100-meter dash and it's all about fractions of a second, and I'm at the top of the sport. I'm the best of the best. I got all the records. Then boom, here comes Joe Schmo, and he beat by 2 seconds.
I mean, Tim, if you threw a wig on and competed against girls, I mean, you would have absolutely kicked their ass.
I'd be a millionaire.
I mean, you'd be running for Team USA with a pecker.
I'd be picking up every sponsorship in the book.
I mean, again, if you want to open it up and have a completely separate transgender, I guess, conference or competition, then okay. But if you want to go through that headache, then that's on you. That is on you. But they should not be able to compete against actual biological females.
I think the problem with all this is the agenda behind a lot of these transgender people / athletes is a lot of times they're previously athletes already as their current sex or gender, and they're underperforming. They're not doing the things that they want to be doing. So they're like, you know what, I'm going to transition and then I'm going to uneven the playing field. Then once I'm playing against people that are not even in my league, biologically, I'm going to crush them in a competitive environment. I mean, they want that greatness, but they're just underachieving at their current level. They want to uneven the playing field so they can succeed and excel.
I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it. I don't know how far an athlete's willing to take it. I don't. Okay,
I mean, that's a great display of how far.
I don't know how far an athlete's willing. I don't know if an underperformer in high school playing basketball, I guess, is so bad that they wake up and they say, you know what, I'm just going to be a girl now so I can go play girls basketball. I don't know how often that's the case. I don't know if that's the majority of the cases or what it is. To me, that's hard to convince me of that. To me, that.
Oh, so wait. So how? Why else would they do it? Do you think that they're not an athlete?
I don't think they're transitioning based off of athletic issues. I don't think a lot of these people that you're seeing cases of, I think they're transitioning, but I don't think it's based off of an athletic agenda. To me, it's too hard to convince me that, okay, this person is not as fast. I mean, how many people did we go to high school with, that we graduated with, that were not the fastest in track guy-wise, that were not the best basketball players, that were not the best, baseball players, that just said, oh, I'm going to throw a wig on, shave the dick off, and I'm going to go play girls sports.
I mean, we didn't see it at our high school. I'm sure it happened at other places.
To me, like, that being the agenda, I just don't think that's the case. I think there's a larger reason why they're doing it. I don't know if athletics is the sole purpose of it, but regardless, whatever the purpose of it is, I don't think these athletes should be able to compete against other biological females.
Okay. Interesting take from the Beeper man. Very interesting. I guess, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter how you look at it. It's not right. And it doesn't level the playing field. It makes the playing field uneven and unlevel. Sure. So it's sad, and hopefully something can be done about it very soon. But I'm not confident, really, with the current state of our world, that anything will be done about it. And it's a sad thing because it's an injustice to female athletes. So it is what it is. Guys, you got anything left before we sign off here tonight? It's getting to that hour mark.
Everyone that tuned in today, thank you guys, whether it was Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you watched our stream, if you're watching it currently, just hit the share button. Make sure as many people get to see it as possible. Bink, Bink's this way for me. I don't know if he's that way for you guys. Bink has a gin and tonic coming out tomorrow. Make sure to tune into that. Other than that, I'll see you guys at EL on Sunday.
Sounds good. Little Bink, you got anything to say?
Thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate it. Sure, I'll be back soon.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Be aware for the Gin and Tonic tomorrow from me. And if you haven't already, go watch the Gin and Tonic from the Beeper Man yesterday that came out about the PSA regarding MSU basketball. And yeah, stay tuned to all of our socials. Share all of our videos, streams, everything. If you have a bone to pick with us as far as any of these issues we talked about today, let us know. We'd love to have a conversation. We love controversy. We thrive on it. We eat it up. So please bring us any beef that you have. We'd like to have a conversation with you. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you for tuning into the live stream, and have a good day.